Welcome along. We've got some AoE Leagues Division C action for us today. It's going to be Metalmania up against Willox here on Atacama. A very, very open map. With Metalmania playing as the Hindustanis, cheaper villagers, nice camels, and good gunpowder as you go along. Meanwhile, for Willox, whose home map this is, has gone with the Burgundians. A little bit slower, but a very good cav civ and a very good eco civ because the eco upgrades can come in early, which is quite nice. Usually see double bit axe early and bow saw as well, and age early. And that's about it. The rest of them come in when it's time. Depends on how long feudal age goes. I doubt there's ever time for a handcart press in feudal age. But very good. This is what we're looking forward to. We've got 4 deer on the map for them to push in. They've got some boars. 1 boar? 2 boars. There's the other one, just hiding from me. And all the sheep. Got to bring your deer in. Don't want to be left without wood. Oh, it's going to be tight. Left without food under the TC. It's going to be tight. Gets it in. So Willox played on this map already in this tournament. So this is Willox's second round match, I believe. And they went straight for the middle when it came to the wood lines. You can see the wood lines here are a lot thicker. Meanwhile, around the outside, a bit less fun to be had. So maybe banning a civ that is quite good at open maps. I can think of one Scout Rush civ in particular that is very, very strong. I imagine it got banned. I'm just going to go have a look at what they had posted to double check that that was what happened. The bans are, as we see, more deer pushing and a boar coming in. The bans from Willox were Japanese, Khitans, and Armenians. For Metalmania, it was Magyars, Mongols, and Persians. So there you go. Khitans, Magyars, Mongols. 3 crazy strong Scout Rush civs, especially when you think there were 4 deer and 2 boars on this map. Mongols, very, very good. And of course, Khitans, that extra +1 in the feudal age. You can absolutely break through some walls and some houses with that. There's double bit axe now for Willox. The other map is Lookout, which is Metalmania's home map. So that's another pretty open map, but the ability to wall that one a bit more as well. I think that's maybe where the Japanese and Armenian bans came in, potentially. I guess the Armenian ban also had some value here, because again, you could take the smaller wood lines closer to your base, and then always walk around in case there was a tower rush or something like that. So, yeah, worth considering. But then, again, the Georgians were not taken here, so very interesting. Now, Metalmania, speaking of scout rushes that can break through buildings, Hindustanis, a great one for that. No fuel goes down. Because +2 attack versus buildings on light horsemen and camel units. So, the idea of a strong scout rush in the feudal age, Metalmania's picked a pretty good civ here. I don't mind that one at all. I'm seeing 18 plus loom for the Burgundians, and for the Hindustanis, is that just 17 vils, no loom, plus loom? They do have loom. Only 1 second idle TC time for the 2. Alright, we're going to see Scout v Scout. That is my guess here. This vil is going for a little bit of a wander. I wonder if it's wall reasons. It is. Just adding a few little walls. Red gets the first hit on the Scouts here. So we'll win the battle and we'll be first to the next stage. This is not a 50-50. This is very much a win for Red. Very, very much a win for Red there. Almost felt like I was about to look silly. There's the barracks. Barracks for both. Actually, barracks a bit slow for Metalmania, but it's not too much of a problem because I don't think he's going to have the wood anyway. He's got 4 on straggler trees out here. Because of the walking distance to the lumber camp, it certainly meant that the maybe 1 extra on wood would have been handy. Or maybe just having a couple on the straggler trees instead of sending 8. Well, there's actually only 6 out here, but maybe, yeah, the other 2 needed to be on wood straggler trees a bit earlier. Still waiting, still waiting. There we go. There's a stable. A couple of other walls. And down here, look at that. There's a stable. Who's got a better scout rush? That's what we've got in store for us now. All about the scout rush between the 2. Now, the Burgundians, extra eco. There's actually going to be some Flemish militia on the field. I don't mind it. Flemish militia are a very, very good unit. I think as the Burgundians, you could just open with this unit that has got 1 base pierce armor. You get an early blacksmith. So open Flemish militia plus blacksmith plus eco upgrades. And if you go down that path, then you can keep yourself secure at home. Which is hard on this map, to be fair. Then you could be in a good spot. And even though they don't counter archers, if you were to get some pierce armor, the first infantry armor upgrade, giving them 2 armor, they won't do that badly. And of course, they can sort of run away. It's like 0.02 slower. It's not, you can do enough to get away. And here we go. There's going to be Vil kills here. This is quite strong from Willox. The walls never got up for Metalmania. And the wood line completely abandoned early. Vil should go down. You can see the scouts are on the way out. 25 gold for a Flemish militia. And he just put 2 of them out. And that scout will go down as well. This is massive, massive kills for Willox early in this game. Hasn't gone to gold, just produced 2 Flemish militia straight into the scouts after that. And is there another Vil going down, or is it just going to be spears? It's going to be some spears, and they'll force the scouts to get away. But Metalmania under the pump now. Really, really has to get back to that wood line and get the walls down ASAP. Has to get these walls down very, very quickly. That is seriously strong damage from Willox. 4 villagers went down. That is a strong start. There's 4 scouts out for Metalmania. Hoping for an overchop. 46 wood. Gonna have to pay attention there is Willox. But you can see already 5 scouts on the other side. They are pretty much all full HP. So they will do the job now. Burgundians don't get bloodlines, as we just look back and see the gold villagers be under the pump a little bit here. Could steal a farm if he wanted to. Could steal a Vil. Can't do it. No bloodlines for the Burgundians, and Hindustanis do get it. So there is that potential. Maybe if Metalmania can get to gold to get that plus 20 HP, which would be nice. There is a hole here, but look at this. Willox is on. Willox has switched on here. Gets the quick walls down. No issues for the Vils. They all would have died. Otherwise, they don't. Has had 2 villagers worth of idle TC time. 6 scouts out on the map. Still has a Flemish militia that can roam around. It's on defense at the moment. And I mean, watching that, I imagine this Vil is shift queued onto the palisade wall. But even that's a little bit scary because there's still that moment where they walk back, and you're going to see it here. They're going to walk back and then walk out, and there's those few seconds there. And if Willox comes around at the right time, which is not... Oh, it's not shift queued. I thought it may have been shift queued. I was wrong. All right, here we go. Scouts are fighting. Wheelbarrow's coming in for Willox now. 31 Vils, maybe a little bit early. The Flemish militia getting involved as well here. And it's just been called. It has just been called very, very early. Because I think the damage was done. I think we could see here just how strong Willox's scout rush was. And the Flemish militia. I really, really like that. You start with 50 gold. You click loom. Then you got 50 gold. And yeah, 2 Flemish militia opening straight into scouts. They put the pressure on. They kept the wood line open. And then that just forced the wood line to be abandoned straight away. Pretty nice start. Pretty quick game though. This is a play all 2. I know I've got 3 up there, but it's a play all 2. So Willox gets his home map, and now it'll be over to Metalmania to try and level it up on his home map. You can see, very short game. Bunch of scouts, a few spearmen, Flemish militia. And I think the big thing to look at here is just how strong the Burgundian bonus is regarding resources collected. And just how you can kind of just get away a little bit. Of course, there's no bowsaw in, but part of this was the early double bit, and then the other part of it being not losing the villagers and not having the walking time, which is always quite nice. You look at the wood gathering as well. Is that efficiency? That's last minute. Okay, so it's not like a full. Oh no, there we go. That one. So you can see how that all plays out. In fact, it's probably a food bonus in a way. In a way, it's a food bonus because you just put less on wood, more on food to do the same thing. But yes, hey, game number 1 goes to Willox. Very, very strong on that home map. We've now got game number 2 on Metalmania's home map of Lookout, taken from the LY Cup in 2025. Lookout here, a map where you start with a lot of outposts. We saw Metalmania play as the Ethiopians earlier in the tournament, which have got a bonus on outposts. That's always quite nice. So you do start with 9 villages on this map, and that is because there are a bunch of them out here. You have a mule cart, and yeah, you've got your villas that can take some deer and they can take some gold, and you've got a barracks, watchtower, and an army tent. Almost like it's a little lookout. Meanwhile, for Willox, has got the Koreans. So up against the Lithuanians, strong cav civ. You can see the 5 relics are out on the map there. Lithuanians will be going for them. But for the Koreans, villager line of sight. Something that is always nice, but not that useful right now. And beyond that, well, we have seen a lot of Korean use lately in Age of Empires. For those who are watching the Red Bull qualifiers, we had Koreans everywhere with the Empire Wars start, because Koreans don't really have a Dark Age bonus, which means that a lot of the slow build-up that maybe prevents the Korean bonuses from going into full effect don't really apply. And yeah, the Koreans are just really, really strong. All villager going for a bit of an extra walk there, unfortunately. And it's very hard to get the crossbow mass up in Empire Wars. So it'll be important here for Metalmania to try and prevent the Koreans from going heavy on those fire lances. We know how strong they can be. They are meant to be countered by crossbow, but you do need a strong mass. Alright. 17, 18 pop, 18 vils, sorry. Gonna go up. Lithuanians, plus 100 food they start with, which means the 16 villager uptime is possible. That's a very, very quick start here. Now, yes, you have outposts, but it is a lookout. It doesn't quite give you everything. And you can see here, Metalmania going for militia. And I imagine it will be man-at-arms. 3 on gold, which is so easy to do. You've got the barracks already up, which means once you build a lumber camp, you have two buildings. You have a mule cart, which can take deer and then move to the gold, which is what they're doing. And this is pretty much as smooth as it can get here. The question is, will it be spotted, or is Metalmania able to walk around the outposts? This is the question. I mean, it feels like Willox is expecting it anyway, but he's 1 tile away. This is someone who has clearly understood exactly what, is that 6 tiles? 7 tiles? 6 tiles. Exactly what 6 tiles looks like. And oh my god. How has that been missed? That is hilarious. You can see the militia, soon to be man-at-arms. Now they are finally envisioned. A quick gate here would be nice if you're Willox. There's a range. There's a house. Very smart. Oh, not bad. Good thinking from Willox to get the walls down in time. And now the men-at-arms are in full view for the Lithuanians. Skirm's ready behind it. Koreans do get the free armor, which is always handy. They're just going to go batter down the outpost. You know what? Why not? Why not? I say, you take away that vision. Hey, JJ. Yes, Ethiopians, I believe, are strong. Metalmania played with it in week 1, but they were not banned here. So, given they were not banned, I guess he could have taken them, but has decided that Lithuanians are better. I mean, Ethiopians would be amazing against the Korean Fire Lancers, of course. But, yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Skirm's coming forward now. This scout's still alive. May try and help out because there is a wolf, grey wolf, getting angry that the Skirms are here. Man-at-Arms going to try and take down a spearman. It's going to be close. Man-at-Arms can chase the Skirms if they need to. Take down another outpost here. I think Ethiopians, but as good as Ethiopians are, I think Byzantines, to be honest. Because Byzantines get the free town watch and free town patrol, which I think does similar things. I believe the Ethiopian difference is not that big once you get town watch and town patrol. Like the bonus compared to the Byzantines is not that big. So the Byzantine bonus is quite nice. And here we go. Lots of skirms, couple of men-at-arms. Fletching plus armor versus nothing. Need to check this out. So it's 3 pierce. And then for red here, it is 3 pierce armor. So it makes no difference. Okay. No difference. No difference. And yeah, because it's a biz bonus. Well, it's, you know, it comes in for free. It means you're getting that spike as well at the start of the next stage. The town patrol one, I think, is really, like, once you get town patrol, like, the thing is, you see the whole map. It's just a tech that you never really get. Now, Metalmania kind of has got full walls up here. Just needs to start tapping that house. Everywhere else, pretty good. Still has 3 vills out here on wood. And think about that mule cart start, which everyone gets here. You can kind of just shift. Do you want to go there? Do you want to go there? Do you want to bring him back home? House is going to be up. Skirms can't get in. I mean, you may as well look towards Castle Age now, right? Is there any reason to do anything else? And on the other side, for Willox, everything is walled soon. I think he's just going to try and rush it down. Which would be good. Nope, going to go over the house there. And then everything's walled except for the front. There, I feel like this farm could be better placed a little bit around the sides. Metalmania signed up for the Aotearoa Cup. Lovely. So you've got a bit of an overseaser coming in, which is nice. Of course, the New Zealand time zone and the Argentinian time zones are not that dissimilar in a way. It's, yeah, there's actually a fair bit of crossover because of that extra +2. Oh, I gave it a go. I need to hear it a few more times, then I'll be alright. Because, yeah, Metalmania is from Argentina, which is -3 on the when it comes to GMT time zone. And then, of course, New Zealand is like +12 Or even is it plus 12, I believe. But plus 13 with daylight savings, which I think they get. Alright, we got some skirms going back and forth here. Willox has got a very, very nice eco and is on the way to the next stage. 2 on stone as well, maybe considering a castle. We've got to have a look and see what upgrades come in here. Is it going to be Fire Lancer switch? Which would be a problem for the Lithuanians. Lithuanians, no Arbalester. But they will need to consider the crossbow. They'll need to consider some siege. Metalmania also not on the way up yet, which is a problem. 400, 500 res collected difference is actually quite big. These skirms for Willox are doing quite well. They've got 1 full HP scout. They might struggle to take that guy down, though. They do get a man-at-arms as their parting gift. Will they get a second one along the way? No, this guy runs away. But massive, massive castle age timing advantage here for Willox. This is definitely the favourite in this matchup, given the elo difference. And I think he's showing it so far. Good farm count. Maybe overextended with the skirms a little bit, but he's going to have a really good castle age timing. Doesn't have another building just yet. So need to see what the plan is there. And what the next... What's it going to be? How are we opening? Is it... Oh, there's a bar... Ah, there we go. Okay. There's no other building, because the building was to the side. It's going to be the Fire Lancers. From the double barracks to the east. Skirms do next to nothing to Fire Lancers. And I guess, whilst skirms are out and it's not crossbow, you don't even need the armor. Fire Lancers have got 1 melee, so no pierce armor. So they will take some damage without armor to the from the skirms. Here we go. Time for some towers. Oh, sending the boys and the girls. They're all coming out. There is one Fire Lancer there. Oh god, the Vils are trying to fight this. There are problems here. That is a lot of villagers that have come out here. I don't know if this is going to work. Metalmania is going to try and deny this tower, but I think the tower is still going to go up. And then what? It's a guard tower. It's a Korean guard tower. Brings the scouts around. Actually, I think the tower should go down eventually. But not after some losses and a lot of idle eco and not on the way to the next stage. That is the bigger problem here for Metalmania. Still in the feudal age. I think it might just be a little bit of a just moral victory here if he can take down the tower and just say, no, you're not tower rushing me. You can have the win, but not with the tower. And here we go. There's the armor, first armor. That's always quite nice, but there's a lot of Fire Lancers on the base now. There's a lot of Fire Lancers here. Skirms don't do the work. Actually, tower's being repaired. Tower's being repaired to try and hold on. There's a Fire Lancer in the back of the base. There's soon to be 9 Fire Lancers out on the field. Problems are everywhere. Problems are everywhere. Metalmania's clicked up now, but I'm just not sure it's going to be enough. Tower stays alive. These Vils will go down. Surprisingly, only down 5 Vils, actually. And the GG has been called. Willox gets the victory and gets a nice little 2-0 to keep his AoE Leagues Season 15. Keep it going, to keep the good times rolling for him. I think that is the second set victory for Willox. Yes, it absolutely is. It was actually their, in a way, it was their round 4 matchup, but it was the second matchup that they played. They've both played another matchup since, but I'm just going through them in the order that they were played. And yes, so this is their second match as far as, games played goes. But yes, very well done to Willox there. Yeah, a bit of an elo gap. Metalmania's hit 1650, I believe. I'll just double check what it was. And Willox has hit 1770, so Willox is definitely at the top end. But yeah, Metalmania was showing as the 5th seed. So he's hit 1649. Perhaps was a bit higher before sign-ups closed. And yeah, I kind of see it. When did sign-ups close? 2nd of January? It was 1522 at that point. So not much higher. But yeah, look, Metalmania did all right. I think had some good moments, but Willox showed the strength and showed why there's currently a 200 elo gap. And well played.